in the next few minutes. And after that, I'm going to roll right into the fully recorded show portion of the show. We're still in setup. And now going to the Facebook web video audio cast live. We'll be coming to you over Facebook as well. And waiting for that billboard to come up. Nobody's been in to do a show today, so I got the... there's not as much to take down from somebody else's. So this is the Sunday evening Islam show, SHOW. And it's the same host, so here we go to, Sunday evening good Islam show. Good enough. Bam. All rightius. Now to the audition. Looks to be we have 6:18 p.m. Good time to get going. Alrighty, put a delete. Put today's date, 2019-11-17, Sunday evening Islam show. About to get started in 3, 2, 1, 0. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Slezak here. You are webtuned to the voiceofstockton.org. This is the Sunday Night Islam show for November 17th, 2019. And we're in the Bukhari Ahadith collection, and we're about to head on over to the big table. And as we migrate here across the John Moriarty studio, and again, I am Richard Slezak, your longtime host. Started this back in 2014 in the summertime, and was aligned going through the Quran chronologically and the Hadith Sunnah collection from the religious to the what shall be called governing. Okay. The Sahih Bukhari translator M. Mushin Khan. Now, I have a summary book of these. It's not all of them. It's summarized. It's edited. Tries to, bring forth the most separate ideas of each book. So there might be 30 or 40 ahadith in a book, but only 6 made it into the summary. Now, the Sahih Bukhari is a collection of sayings and deeds of Prophet Muhammad, also known as a Sunnah. Reports of the Prophet's sayings and deeds are called ahadith. Bukhari lived a couple of centuries after Muhammad. Now it's Ibn Muhammad ibn Abdullah, and worked extremely hard to collect his ahadith. Each report was checked for compatibility with the Quran, and the veracity of the chain of reporters had to be painstakingly established. It's recognized by the overwhelming majority of the Muslim world to be one of the most authentic collections of the Sunnah of the Prophet. So this is a kind of biography. It's about the, it focuses on the central character because it's his sayings and deeds, so and we're at 6:19 p.m. audition start. And we are in book 53, so I'm going to scroll on down, and I want to get right to the start of that book. Oh my, there it is. And this is about halfway down the page, so to speak, the screen. And waiting for something to come on. Now, I should be listing page numbers, but haven't been too good about that. Do have my notes, and I will commence with that momentarily. Okay, there's book 28. And so continue to scroll, and that's volume 4, book 52, which is which is the biggest book. But we're in book 53. Whoops. Ooh, that's way up there. Book 53, back a few more. Book 52. Oh my, that's book 53, so let me scroll up here. Meek. Alrighty. Audition start. Okay, we're in volume 4, book 53. Let's get this full title here. This is what I mean by governing, and that's why it's come late on. There's an additional reason. These were under, this was occurring, these actions and words were occurring. Let me get my little thing secured there. From 6:30 to 6:32. So it's late innings, so to speak. Book 53, the title is 1/5 of booty to the cause of Allah. And this is also known as Qumus, Kuhmus, an Arab word. Okay, let me give a clap here. I hope this, that corrects. Ooh, that's still kind of scratchy on the left side. Be that as it may. Okay, our last show, we made it to Hadith or Sunnah 392. So let us, we're at 324 there, so let me scroll down about a half inch. Ooh, 429. Oh, good number. I'm 64 years old, book 50. Oh, man. You can miss book 53, 360, 398. Oh, okay. Let's scroll back up here. 395 for the latest doohickey. 392, 393. Okay. We're on page 734 of 1700. Page 734 of 1700. And let me move these two cases here. And this is the Bukhari Hadith Sunnah number 393. Let me just double check that I have 392 in the notes. $389 and $392. Okay, got that base covered. And alrighty, narrated by Said bin Jubar. And little scroll down onto page 735 actually. That he heard Ibn Abbas saying Thursday, and you know not what Thursday is. After that, Ibn Abbas wept till the stones on the ground were soaked with his tears. On that I asked Ibn Abbas, what is about Thursday? He said, when the conditions, in other words, health, of Allah's apostle deteriorated, he said, bring me a bone of scapula, so that I may write something for you, after which you will never go astray. Oh my. Okay, that's worth noting. Mohammed. In deteriorated health, wrote with a scapula bone The people differed in their opinions, although it was improper to differ in front of a prophet. They said, "What is wrong with him? Do you think he is delirious? Ask him to understand." The prophet replied, "Leave me as I am in a better state than what you are asking me to do." Then the prophet ordered them to do 3 things, saying, "Turn out all the pagans from the Arabian Peninsula, show respect to all foreign delegates by giving them gifts as I used to do." The sub-narrator added, the third order was something beneficial which either Ibn Abbas did not mention or he mentioned, but I forgot. Wrote with a scapula bone. Wow. 1. Turn out the pagans from the Arabian Peninsula and to respect foreign delegates as I used to do. Alrighty. Those are the major points. Book 53, number 394. Narrated Abu Huraira, when Khaybar was conquered, a roasted poisoned sheep was presented to the Prophet as a gift by the Jews. The Prophet ordered, "Let all the Jews who have been here be assembled before me." The Jews were collected, and the Prophet said to them, "I am going to ask you a question. Will you tell the truth?" They said, "Yes." The Prophet asked, "Who is your father?" They replied, "So-and-so." He said, "You have told me your father is so-and-so." They said, "You are right." He said, "Will you now tell me the truth if I ask you about something?" They replied, "Yes, O Abu al-Qasim, and if we should tell a lie, you can realize our lie as you have done regarding our father." On that he asked, "Who are the people of hellfire?" They said, "We shall remain in the hellfire for a short period, and after that you will replace us." The Prophet said, "You may be cursed and humiliated in it. By Allah, we shall never replace you in it." Then he asked, "Will you now tell me the truth if I ask you a question?" They said, "Yes, O Abu al-Qasim." He asked, have you poisoned this sheep?" They said, "Yes." He asked, "What made you do so?" They said, "We wanted to know if you were a liar, in which case we would get rid of you, and if you are a prophet, then the poison would not harm you." Oh boy. At Khaybar, Muhammad questioned Jews and Yeah. Will you tell me the truth? Have you poisoned this sheep? The sheep. And that was Muhammad. And yes. Yes, in order to know if you were a liar, in which case we would get rid of you. And if a prophet, the poison would not hurt you. Okay, this is page 1. Oh my! That was a big event among Jews and Muslims. Oh my. And this is the Voice of Stockton. We have 637 coming to you from the John Moriarty studio. And okay, we're in book 53 and number 395, just like the U.S. highway. Beautiful stretch of road. Book 53. 1/5 of booty for Islam. And that's Kumis. All righty. Narrated Asim, I ask Anas about the Qumit invocation in the prayer. Anas said, it should be recited before bowing. I said, so and so claims that you say that it should be recited after bowing. He replied, he is mistaken. Then Anas narrated to us that the Prophet invoked evil on the tribe of Bani Sulaim for 1 month after bowing. Anas further said the Prophet had sent 40 or 70 Quraysh, men well versed in the knowledge of the Quran, to some pagans, but the latter struggled with them and martyred them, although there was a peace pact between them and the Prophet. I had never seen the Prophet so sorry and worried about anybody as he was about them, that is, the Quraysh. Number 75, 395, Muhammad sent 40 to 70 Quraysh, and those are men knowledgeable in the Quran, and to the Bani Sulaim, a tribe that is the Prophet struggled with martyred them, peace pact, a tribe with a peace pact with Muhammad, the Bani Sulaim murdered Oh, disputed with and killed the curious Muhammad was sorry and worried. Alrighty. Number 396. Okay, we're going on to page 736. And narrate. Let me check the the XSplit computer. That is our video computer handling the video signal. Want to make sure. Oh, that is going through. And with that, let us come over here and make sure. There it is. Yeah, things are going fine. Okay. Back we come. Got 6:43 here at the Voice of Stockton. Have a little sip of coffee. All right, all right. All right, narrated Hani, the daughter of Abu Talib. I went to Allah's apostle on the day of the conquest of Mecca and found him taking a bath, and his daughter Fatima was screening him. I greeted him and he asked, "Who is that?" I said, Hani bint Abu Talib. He said, "Welcome, O Hani." When he had finished his bath, he stood up and offered 8 rakat while dressed in one garment. I said, "O Allah's apostle, my brother Ali has declared that he will kill a man to whom I have granted asylum. The man is so-and-so bin Hubaira." Allah's apostle said, "O Hani, we will grant asylum to the one whom you have granted asylum." Hani said, "That visit took place in the duha, that is, late morning, forenoon. All right. Is it UN? Yeah, Hani. Nice name. Hani. Bint, daughter of Abu Talib. Granted asylum to, guy has a name, bin Hubaira, and but Ali bin Abu Talib wanted to kill bin Hubaira, Muhammad backed up / agreed to Ben Hubera be granted asylum thus Ali must not hurt Ben Hubera. Difference between Mohammed and oh my. Between Muhammad and Ali. 397. Narrated Ibrahim al-Tamimi's father, Ali delivered a sermon saying, "We have no book to read except the Book of Allah, and what is written in this paper, which contains verdicts regarding retaliation for wounds, the ages of the camels given as zakat or as blood money, and the fact that Medina is a sanctuary in between Air Mountain and so mountain. So whoever innovates in it an heresy or commits a sin or gives a shelter in it to such an innovator will incur the curse of Allah, the angels, and all the people, and none of his compulsory or optional good deeds of worship will be accepted, and whoever freed slave takes as his master or befriends other than his real master will incur the same curse. And the asylum granted by any Muslim is to be secured by all other Muslims, and whoever betrays a Muslim in this respect will incur the same curse. Oh my. Ali delivered a sermon and okay, and point 1, Quran is only book they have to read, and anyone who innovates in it a heresy commits a sin gives shelter in it will incur the curse of Allah. The curse of Allah. also upon 2, which would be a slave who takes a second master, or 3, asylum granted, asylum seeker granted asylum by one Muslim is granted asylum by all Muslims. Oh my, and that's page 2. Alrighty, we have 653 here at the Voice of Stockton. That was number 397. And book 53, 1/5 of the booty for the cause of Islam. And this is the Sunday Evening Islam Show, coming to you over the Voice of Stockton. And it's the 17th of November. What time we get? Yeah, 6:53 p.m. This is the Sunday Evening Islam Show. Bukhari, book 53. And this is number 398. We're on our third note-taking page. Lots here. Narrated Sahih bin Abi Hathima, or Hathma. Yes. Abdul bin Saul and Muhaysiyah bin Masud bin Zayd set out to Khaybar, the inhabitants of which had a peace treaty with the Muslims at that time. They parted, and later on Muhaysiyah came upon Abdullah bin Sahih and found him murdered, agitating in his blood. He buried him and returned to Medina. Abdur Rahman bin Saul, Muhaysiyah, and Hawayuyasa, the sons of Masud, came to the Prophet, and Abdur Rahman intended to talk, but the Prophet said to him, "Let the eldest of you speak," as Abdur Rahman was the youngest. Abdur Rahman kept silent, and the other two spoke. The Prophet said, "If you swear as to who has committed this murder, you will have the right to take your right from the murderer." They said, "How should we swear if we did not witness the murder or see the murder?" The Prophet said, "Then the Jews can clear themselves from the charge by taking Alaska? An oath taken by men that it was not they who committed the murder? Yeah, that's how it's spelled. That's the word. Alaska. They said, how should we believe in the oath of infidels? So the prophet himself paid the blood money of Abdullah. See Hadith number 36, volume 9. Oh my. And Abdullah, okay. Abdulla, Abdullah and Isa went to Khaybar Abdullah was murdered near Khaybar I'm just going to breathe. Muhay went to Muhammad Muhay had not witnessed the homicide. Muhammad, then the Jews can clear themselves from the charge by, oh, this is worth, by taking Alaska. Oath denying they did homicide. They said, how should we believe in the oath of infidels? Muhay would not believe them. Muhammad paid the blood money of Abdullah. Tribal justice, relations, oppressor and oppressed. Oh my, a lot said there, a lot there. That's the timeline about 6:30. Well, 6:29 is when Khaybar fell. So it's in the time frame 630 to 632. So quite a few years ago. 398, 399. Oh, we have 7:01 p.m. here at the Voice of Stockton. This is the Sunday Night Islam Show. I am your host, Richard Slezak. And we're in the Bukhari Hadith in Book 53, Volume 4. 1/5 of the booty goes for the cause of Islam. So there's various sayings and deeds of Muhammad ibn Abdullah described in here. Maybe not as related to that as one might think, but this is how they were compiled. Narrated Abdullah bin Abbas, what Abu Sufyan bin Harb informed him that Heraclius called him and the members of a caravan from Quraysh who had gone to Sham as traders during the truce which Allah's apostle had concluded with Abu Sufyan and the Quraysh infidels. Interesting. Abu Sufyan was called by Heraclius in Sham on a caravan during the truce. So that may have well been 629 AD. Alrighty, on to the big 400. Narrated Aisha. Once the Prophet was bewitched so that he began to imagine that he had done a thing which in fact he had not done. Once Mohammed was bewitched and he believed he had done something he had not done. Oh my golly. Let's go on to number 401. Oh, yeah, still on page 3. 398 was a lot there. Number 401, narrated Auf bin Mali. I went to the Prophet during the Ghazwa of Tabuk. While he was sitting in a leather tent, he said, "Count 6 signs that indicate the approach of the hour, my death, the conquest of Jerusalem, a plague that will afflict you and kill you in great number, as the plague that afflicts sheep, the increase of wealth to such an extent that even if one is given 100 dinars, he will not be satisfied, then an affliction in which no Arab house will escape, and then a truce between you and Bani al-Asfar, that is the Byzantines, who will betray you and attack you under 80 flags. Under each flag will be 12,000 soldiers. Boy, if only that had come to pass. 80 flags? Oh, man. Woo, there's a lot there. Oh, my. Mohammed said unto Auf bin Mali during Tabuk Gazwa one oh no 6 signs that indicate end hour. Okay. Mohammed's death. Conquest of Jerusalem. C. A sheep plague afflicting humans. D. Everyone wealthy, 100 dinars, not satisfying. E. All Arab houses afflicted, affliction. And F. Byzantines will betray peace treaty 80 flags, 12K men per flag attack. Oh boy, that's a fun one. Woo, there's some prophecies there, boy. Oh my. Okay, yeah. Call it prophecies in 401. Oh my, interesting stuff. We have 7-Eleven. Good time for that. Here at the Voice of Stockton, it's the Sunday Night Islam Show. I am your host, Richard Slezak, and 1/5 of the the booty and to the cause of Allah. Yes, this is the voice of Stockton, and it is 11/17/2019, and we have 7:11 p.m. Like to put headings on all my note pages. Sunday Islam Show, Bukhari, Book 53, and this will be 402, and this is page 4. Alrighty, let me get a sip of coffee here. Kind of heading into the home stretch. Alrighty, just going to take it on down. Yeah, hits the spot. Alrighty, it's 402. One of these days I'm going to do a show to the penal code. I'll just read it right off the machine here, and oh my, have some fun with numbers. Book 53, narrated Abu Huraira. Abu Bakr, on the day of Nar, the slaughtering of the animals for sacrifice, sent me in the company of others to make this announcement. After this year, no pagan will be allowed to perform the Hajj, and none will be allowed to perform the Tawaf of the Kaaba undressed. And the day of Al-Hajj al-Akbar is the day of Nar, and it called Al-Akbar because the people call the Umrah al-Hajj al-Arg Asgar, the minor Hajj. Abu Bakr threw back the pagans' covenant that year, and therefore no pagan performed the Hajj in the year of Hajj al-Wada of the Prophet. Alrighty. Yeah. He must have been caliph at this time. Abu Bakr, after this year, pagans will not be allowed to do the tawaf of the Kaaba undressed. Interesting. Then Abu Bakr threw back the pagans' covenant that year. Thus, no pagan performed Hajj al Wada of Prophet Mo. Okay. Number 403. We're on page 737. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr, Allah's apostle said, whoever has the following four characteristics will be a pure hypocrite. If he speaks, he tells a lie. If he gives a promise, he breaks it. If he makes a covenant, he proves treacherous. And if he quarrels, he behaves in a very imprudent, evil, insulting manner. Oh, that is unjust. And whoever has one of these characteristics has one characteristic of a hypocrite, unless he gives it us. Okay. Let's see, that we have hypocrite characteristics. 1. Speaks falsehoods. 2. Breaks promises. 3. Makes a covenant but is treacherous. 4. If he quarrels, his behavior imprudent. Evil, insulting, manner, and unjust. Alrighty. Ooh, quite a bit there. Pretty good. Number 404. This will be our last one for this show. Ooh, that's rather lengthy. Yeah, we have 7:20 and like to keep these to an hour. Let me check on the audition, and let me make sure it's at its hour. Oh yeah, it is. Alrighty, folks, that is this has been the Sunday Evening Islam show for November 17th, and we covered in book 53 some the 1/5 of the booty to the cause of Islam, but some interesting stuff has come up. High point ones are Muhammad in 393, turn out the pagans from the Arabian Peninsula. At Khaybar, It was claimed the poison would not have hurt Muhammad. It did. It just didn't kill him immediately. Number 395, 40 to 70 knowledgeable men of the Quran, companions. You know, people had been with him for a long time, sent to the Bani Sulaim tribe, but they had a dispute and killed him off. Hani disagrees with Abu Talib about the asylum she granted someone. But Abu Talib had to go along with it as per the decision of Muhammad. Ali then talks in 397, the curse of Allah. Those who introduce a heresy, a slave who tries to slide over to a second master, and if an asylum seeker is granted asylum by one Muslim, he's granted it by all. Then we have Isa was and Abdullah on the way to Khaybar. Abdullah was murdered on the way to Khaybar. Muhay kind of figured the Jews did it. But Muhammad wanted Muhay to require the Jews to take an oath denying they did it. Muhay wouldn't go along with that, so Muhammad paid the blood money of Abdullah. Abu Sufyan met up with Heraclius in Syria on a caravan trip in 629. Oh, well, so was claimed there. Muhammad was bewitched, and he believed he had done something he had not done. Then the 6 signs of the end times, Muhammad's death, the conquest of Jerusalem. Okay, that occurred in 632. The conquest of Jerusalem, that happened in 638. Sheep plague afflicting humans. Syphilis? There might have been some others. Everyone wealthy but not getting satisfied. That hasn't happened. All Arab houses will have affliction upon them. And the Byzantines never happened, although some came close. Byzantines will betray a peace treaty, 80 flags and 12,000 men under each flag. Well, 8 times 12 is 96. That would be a 1,000,000-man army attacking Islam. Didn't happen. Okay. So, some colorful stuff. And Abu Bakr doesn't let the pagans do their thing, but they were getting tossed out anyways. Hypocrites' characteristics. We just went over those. Alrighty, folks. Let me call it a show on that. Went way over. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. And we're still on live. And let me say good evening to the YouTube and the Facebook folks.